Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the Tmeister, and welcome back to the city of Arghamel. What episode are we now, guys? 12, I believe. And yeah, in this episode, guys, we're going to be doing some expansion. So this episode's going to be kind of general, nothing too exciting going on, except I would like to expand a little bit this way and connect these two boroughs. So, I mean, at this point, we pretty much have two semi-independent cities going on, but I'd like to connect these two and boost our population in order to get to our next milestone. There's nothing too interesting in our next milestone, unfortunately. Oh, no, that's not even the right one. There. Yeah, our next milestone is at 30,000. Or wait, is it? No, Grand City. I'm sorry, guys. Our next milestone is at 19,000, and we don't unlock a ton of stuff. More loans, which we probably won't need. Some water infrastructure. We get an intercity bus terminal. We might want to start to get into some rapid transit, or public transit rather, in the city as we grow in size. Traffic's still pretty much an issue on like the main avenues in the city. So yeah, we might want to get into some public transportation at some point soon. But anyway, and another interesting thing that I was thinking about too, we should get into some policies at some point. It's not an aspect of the game that I've ever really dived into at all, and it's something that I would really like to explore, see how we can take advantage of them for improving the city and improving the lives of our citizens, and perhaps making some more money and all of those good things. But we'll probably get into that at some point in the future. So let's just look at expansion for now, and we'll see how everything goes. So I'm going to keep going with the classic grid pattern here, and I'm probably going to stay with the grid pattern for, I'd say, the entirety of the downtown, really. I mean, I'm probably going to deviate in some places just to make it a little interesting. But for the most part, around downtown, I'm going to remain with the grid street pattern. Probably going to make some slight deviations here and there just to keep things interesting. And let's have these streets just kind of stop here. Let's just pretend that this interchange kind of just plowed its way through these neighborhoods here when it was built, probably back in the 60s or 70s. Alright, so we got that down. I'm probably not going to build anything on the other side of the highway in this episode. Yeah, so let's start plopping down some houses. Demand is not really that high right now. It is a little bit in residential, so let's start plopping away some new residential. And let's maybe... I guess we might... How are we doing in education? Oops. High school. Oh, we have a high school right there. Okay. No, we're good. I was thinking of what I could plop right here, as it's kind of an open space. I might just fill that in with trees for now. It would create a nice buffer between the houses and all the busy highway. Would help reduce some noise. And this is pretty much going to be all residential here. I suppose I could expand this. All right, so we'll let that grow. Water, no, water's not totally good. Oh yeah, and last episode, or yeah, whenever it was, I forgot to reallocate this area to, I guess like a, not leisure, what is it now? Tourism? Yeah, tourism specialization. I forgot to reallocate this specific zone here to a tourism area. So all along, we were just getting some generic, like, commercial areas being built. So I rezoned that just a minute ago before starting this episode, and as you can see, a bunch of hotels have already started sprawling up. So I mean, wow, this is almost like turning into the city's downtown. This is pretty crazy. I think I have to calm down with the skyscrapers here. Uh-oh, we're getting some death over in this corner. I should probably place down a cemetery over here. It would save the hearses quite a drive across town to come all the way over here. So let's just expand these two streets and place a nice cemetery right in the middle here. Perfect. I know like the hearses and stuff are pretty poorly optimized in this game. Like, I mean, this hearse is probably gonna head on over like just over here, you know. Nice little drive all the way across town. But that's just the way it is. Nothing you can do about it. Well, I mean, I suppose there's a mod for that probably, but I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, I mean, as usual, guys, we're making bank like crazy. We're gonna have to get into some sort of large project at some point to use up some of our money. I mean, we can't just expand forever and not place anything interesting in town. Let's see what we can do here. Because, I mean, like, I've already covered all I wanted to do in this episode. Yeah, garbage processing's a little low. What is this? Floating garbage collector. Lessens water pollution. Oh. Well, this might be interesting. It's pretty expensive. Yeah, actually, we have to address this. We have to address this water pollution issue. Because these are like, I mean, they are the eco version of the water outlets, but I mean, they still produce quite a bit of pollution. I don't think there's any way of measuring the amount of pollution that they make, but we should probably do something about that. What are we missing here? Advanced inland water treatment plant. Yeah, I think we're still a ways away from being able to reduce our pollution. We're still using the basic outlets. Might have to wait a little while, guys, before we're able to reduce our water pollution here. Because somebody pointed out in the comments from the last episode that, you know, this is probably not the best beach to go swimming at. You know, with a bunch of poopy water, this is not very sanitary. Yeah, we're gonna have to address that before we pollute the entire bay. That would be not too good. But let's just speed up the simulation here for a little bit. What can we get ourselves into? Before starting this episode, I was looking into my education panel, see what we can build. We could go for a liberal arts college campus, but as I was saying at some point in the past, I don't think it'll fit very well in Arghamel as it's an American city, and this looks more like maybe like a Southern America, like a South American university, or maybe a European university of some sort. What else do we have? We have a trade school. We could place down a trade school. But that's probably going to be an entire episode in itself, and I'd like to choose an appropriate location for it. Yeah, we do have some varsity sports. Other than that, we have a generic university. Oh, what's this? Modern Technology Institute. It's almost 100 grand just for this. This school teaches teenagers in the ways of technology. How about we place one of these down? Wow, it's pretty big. Would that fit anywhere around here? Nope. It just doesn't fit. But it would fit if I demolish this street. And I mean, this is a pretty appropriate place to place one of these down. I mean, it's not right in downtown, and this looks like quite a modern building. So how about we place this guy right down here? Educate our citizens. Oh yeah, this is like, oh, it's MIT. Look at that. Or MTI. That is pretty cool. So, I mean, I guess we got that done. But no, I promise you guys, I'm not going to struggle to find like topics on what we're doing in each episode. It's just for this episode, like I'm working on expanding the city for now, and it's kind of a necessary step to move into some more interesting things that either we're going to unlock or, you know, some things you just need like a bigger population to get into. So, you know, you gotta expand your population much of the time before you're able to get into some interesting projects. But the good thing is that by the time that we get to those projects, guys, we're gonna be so loaded rich, it's not even gonna be funny. I mean, we're gonna be tapping 1 million people pretty soon. I'm not sure what like a complete university build would go for. I'm assuming it might be close to 1 million, might be more, might be less. I don't know. I haven't really looked into the prices of each university building. I mean, we can't really at the moment anyways because they're all locked. But, you know, even in any other city that I've built, I haven't ever really looked into it at all. But look at that, guys. We pretty much already connected these 2 boroughs of the city already. You know, I mean, pretty soon this is going to be all filled in with residential and all sorts of stuff. It's going to look like one complete city. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah. So, okay, let's expand a little bit more this way. Our commercial demand is quite high, and I'm gonna try to address my demand as it comes up. It's kind of like I'm not getting any crazy demand in any type of zoning, but sometimes we get these little spurts here and there of either residential, commercial, whatever the case is. So I'm gonna just like take it as it comes in. Oh crap, yeah, we're gonna have to get some water to these folks. But I don't want to expand too far because I have some pretty awesome projects that I want to do along this coastline here. I spoke about that in the last episode where I wanted to build a boardwalk going along the entire coast. But I want to make like a Coney Island kind of build at some point. Actually, let's check that out right now. Do we have anything interesting unlocked? What do we need for this? Oh, okay, so I guess we already have all of this unlocked. It's pretty much just to zone down an area and build the park. Yeah, you know what? That might be our next episode, guys. So let's focus on expanding the shoreline for a little ways, and then we can expand, we can start building our sort of Coney Island area. Let's get some commercial down. And I suppose we could just go for some general commercial on this side of the avenue. And then we'll have our hotels and stuff kind of mixed in between, like on this side. Yeah, you know what? That'll be cool, guys. That'll be a lot of fun to create that kind of park. We'll finally be getting into some mini projects, which is what I love in this game. Sometimes I get so like entranced in City Skylines, guys. I'm not sure if that ever happens to you guys too, but when you're building something that's kind of intricate, do you guys ever get so focused that next thing you know, you've been playing for 5 hours and you haven't eaten, you haven't gone to the bathroom, and you feel like you're about to die when you get up off your chair? Like, that's how entranced I get in City Skylines sometimes, and I just can't step away from the game. And more so I find when I'm playing vanilla, just because it's like so fast paced compared to playing aesthetically, that you know, you're always like, you always have to check in the back of your mind on how your city's doing, on your resources and money and everything else that comes about. And sometimes you're faced with some pretty desperate emergencies in town that need to be addressed right away. So I mean, there's never a dull moment really, guys, when you're playing City Skylines. It's such an underrated game. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I am planning on building a new PC for myself at some point in the near future. Maybe more towards like Christmas time, or I'm not really sure when, but I think it's going to be this year, maybe early next year. I want to build myself a new computer, and one of the things I'd like to do with that new computer is begin streaming. And I feel like this is the perfect kind of series to stream, just because it's live play, right? You might as well stream it, and I mean, that would be like a perfect opportunity to begin streaming this game. I could start streaming with my current computer, but it is beginning to struggle a little bit with City Skylines, especially when getting into some bigger populations. Like right now, I'm getting 30 to 40 FPS, like when totally zoomed out and working on the city, which is actually really decent for this game. When I'm zoomed in, I have no problem reaching like 50 or 60, but I mean, it's still not like a steady 60 FPS that you would come to expect. And I mean, I'm not even sure if a new computer would be able to handle City Skylines with a ton of mods at 60 FPS, but at least in vanilla, I'm thinking that with what I have in mind of building, I could at least get 60 FPS, maybe more, when playing vanilla, and that's like a perfect setup for streaming. And I know I've been talking about streaming for a little while now, but I guess my limiting factor at the moment is my computer. You know, I just want to bring you guys like the best content that I possibly can. And I don't think I'd be able to do that if I have a struggling computer. Holy crap, guys. Oh, okay, this is a hotel. Okay, I was kind of surprised. Like, this is low density commercial and these huge skyscrapers are popping up. But I kind of forgot that I zoned. Yeah, I guess the zoning is just on the other side of this avenue, and these commercial lots are picking it up. So I'm just gonna cancel these guys over here. And I don't think these guys are affected at all. But holy crap, guys, I'm super excited for next episode now. Like, I feel this episode's kind of necessary just to get the infrastructure in place for next episode. It's kind of like a stepping stone into next episode. But yeah, I'm super excited to get started on that park now. So I'm going to aim, for this episode, guys, I'm going to aim for 19,000 people. We have about 1,500 left to go. I'm pretty confident I can get there because look at all the zoning we have. All of this free zoning. So while this is expanding, let's quickly go over our charts here just to make sure we have enough power, we have enough water. I think education is all right for now. Healthcare should be good. Death care as well. We have a brand new cemetery. Child care and elder care could probably be better in this area, but we don't have too many elderly people yet. Yeah, child care is okay. What else do we have? Wind, commercial levels, noise pollution. It's not really a big concern for me. Probably is for a lot of citizens in these zones though. But oh well, what do you want to do? Just move if you don't like the noise. Crime, we have one little tiny police station over in that corner. I'll probably want to expand that at some point, but not right now. yeah, I mean, overall, I think things are going pretty good, guys. I'm satisfied. My citizens look pretty happy as well. The general consensus is that... can I open a chart? Is there like a happiness chart? Oh, yeah, there is. Commercial happiness is the lowest of the bunch. We could probably enact some interesting policies to boost that, but it might have some trade-offs. We'll have to check that out in a future episode. And traffic might become a concern over here too, guys, because we have this main artery going into the rest of town. We may have to construct some other point of entry in the future, because I have a feeling this is going to be bunched up. I kind of had that feeling going into this, but oh man, that's awesome. Look at that. You're coming into the city, going to the beach. You take the highway to come into here, and this is the first thing you see. It's a bunch of skyscrapers right in front of you. That's pretty cool. I'm getting like an Atlantic City, Ocean City kind of vibe here. But I have a feeling this city is going to be a mixture of a lot of things. But my main inspiration that I'm kind of going for is Vancouver. I mean, it's not really looking anything like Vancouver at the moment, but that's, I don't know, it's kind of in the back of my mind during this whole build. Yeah, let's just keep the simulation on full speed. We only have 1,000 people to go, and we're almost out of time. I don't want this episode to extend too long past 25 minutes. I feel like that's usually long enough for an episode of Arghamel. Here, let's have a nice custom park, maybe, in this little corner here. That would be nice for the surrounding citizens. But speaking of parks, we should maybe, in order to boost land value, let's maybe have some generic parks over here. Nothing too fancy. You know what I mean? Just to get some people out and walking. Makes citizens a little bit more happy. So this neighborhood right here, guys, this is our ticket to 19,000 people. And you know what? Let's maybe dot the map with some high density as well between our low density. You know, that would just create a little bit of realism as well. Just some random condos and apartment buildings here and there. That would probably do the city quite good. That'll give us a nice boost in population as well. This is kind of funny, MTI. Got like that cool hologram kind of thing in the middle. It's awesome. So just so you guys know, I'm getting about 30 FPS at the moment when the simulation is full speed. It's a little taxing on my system. And you know, my system's like, how old would it be now? I think it would be like more than 5 years old at this point. I mean, I've upgraded it over the years, mind you, but I mean, the overall system hasn't really changed much in 5 years, so it's more than due to be replaced, I think. I'm probably still going to use my old one. I might use it for some sort of like, I don't know. Look at that, guys. We're almost at 1 million people. We might even reach 1 million people by the end of this episode. So it's a race between $1 million and 19,000 people at this point. But I think the money might have it in the bag at this point because we're kind of stagnating, guys. I need some more commercial in order for more people to move in. Oh crap. I never even checked fire. Oh yeah, okay, we're pretty decent in fire protection, but we only have a small station. Yeah. Let's get a big station over here. This is totally necessary at this point. You know, we have the population in this corner of the map where a large fire station is pretty much required. Oh, this is cool. Look at these two identical buildings here. Come on, guys. We need... Uh-oh, we're going down in population. Oh, crap. We're already running out of water over here. There we go. Think we're gonna make it, guys? I think so. 250 people remaining. This episode's gonna be a little long, forgive me on that, but I mean, if you're still watching at this point, well, thank you, first of all. And I'm glad that you're liking the series. I mean, I hope you do. I mean, if you've watched 25 minutes of this episode, I'm assuming that you like the series and you would like to see more of it. If not, then, well, I mean, you've wasted a half hour. But, you know, to each their own, I guess. Come on, 150 people. Kind of feels like the what was it, 10,000 people race? Or no, it was that challenge that Biffa created maybe a month ago now. It was basically a race to see how much population you can squeeze out of your city in 30 minutes. And how much did I beat Biffa by? I think I beat him by like 20 people or something tiny like that. It was hilarious. So only about, give or take, 100 people to go. Oh, look at that. I don't know how we just jumped to 19,000 like that, but cool. We reached the Grand City, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's not really an exciting milestone to achieve. There's not a whole lot of stuff that's new, but we'll have to check out the solar power plant. That might be worthwhile in this city at some point. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I really appreciate you guys watching. Look how awesome our city's looking. Wow. Beautiful. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let me know down in the comments. Also, give this video a good old thumbs up. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel for much more of these videos to come out. Furthermore, go check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support the channel even further. And with all that being said and done, guys, until the next episode, please take care.